A 36-year-old Jimmy Butler just tore his ACL, and he's making $55 million a year. Yeah, that's not great. The Warriors have struggled this season, barely keeping above 500 for the season. And with this injury to Jimmy Butler, it's not looking great for the Warriors this season and potentially Steph Curry's future with the team. Is it time to blow it up? Like, just say to the lads that it's time to retire? I wouldn't do this personally. I think it's worth salvaging their contention just to maintain Steph Curry's legacy. He's averaging 28 points this season, and he's still at least a top 10 player in the NBA. I see three options. Option one, they can just rest Jimmy Butler and do the same thing they were going to do this year, so a bit of a gap year, and try to develop Jonathan Kuminga or trade him maybe. Option two is to trade Jimmy Butler, find a good trade if there is one, without using too many of their first round picks. Option three is go burn all their assets and get Giannis. I actually don't mind any of these options. I think it's worth burning all their first round picks for one last genuine shot, but they prefer to have their first round picks when Steph Curry retires. So you can see the different angles here. As for option one, there are a couple of moves they could make in the off-season, but I don't think they could find any genuinely season-changing trades without blowing up the whole roster this season, which isn't smart. So it would either be a small trade or just riding it out with JK for another season, then some more drama in the off-season. I don't really know. This is just kind of the safe, can't-be-fucked option to start a smooth rebuild when everyone retires. I don't think they can find that much value for just Jonathan Kuminga. However, option two is a bit different. Pair Jimmy and JK and their 2026 first-round pick. They can head out and get Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. The Kings get a mentor, young star, and a pick. And as for the Warriors, they get two potential 20-point-per-game scorers. One who can stretch the floor unbelievably well, and another can fill up the mid-range. Next one is a lot simpler. It's Jimmy Butler and their unprotected 2032 first-round pick for Lauri Markkanen. The Warriors might need one or two more picks here, or they could swap this pick for a closer one, like their 2026 one they have this year, or a 2027, whatever they want to do. The Jazz get a tanking salary filler who they can flip for more assets once his recovery is done, which is perfect for them. And they get a potentially extremely valuable pick. Of course, for the Warriors, they get a 25-point-per-game all-star who perfectly replaces Jimmy Butler. And they might be back in contention by 2032 if they have Lauri Markkanen, who's still relatively young. So basically, that draft pick could be either really good or very average. Also, Lauri Markkanen wins as he can play for a contending team for once in his life. How about Jimmy Butler, JK, their 2026 first-round pick, and their 2027 top 8 protected first-round pick for Michael Porter Jr. and salary filler? Dubs bring the podcast legend to the Bay, who can basically be a prime Klay Thompson for them. And they give up two guys who are going to be sitting on the bench for them, and some middling first-round picks. Also, the Nets clean house, get a good way to tank while getting a potential young superstar. Now, I'm not sure what the fuck Memphis are wanting to do, to be honest, but I think they're trying to sell their good players, maybe. I'm not really sure. Just allow it. Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, and their unprotected 2026 first-round pick for Ja Morant, Salty Aldama, and this other plonker. I guess it's worth a shot, maybe. If the Warriors don't like this trade, there is an alternative offer. Same thing from the Warriors, and the Grizzlies swap Ja with Triple J and add Jock Landale. Triple J gives them defense, and despite being very flawed, he'll make their team better. Memphis get to reset, which is what they really need to do right now. So kind of a win-win trade, but not the best. Last trade for option two, it's Jimmy Butler, DeAnthony Melton, and Will Richard for Jeremy Grant, fucking Robert, and this other dude. Portland get off Jez's contract, while the Dubs get a guy who can give them 20 points on 20 shots. I don't know, no first round picks, could be worse, I guess. Now for what you've all been waiting for. Option 3, which is basically fool around and get Giannis. Here's the trade. The Dubs send out Jimmy Butler, JK, and a chest of first-round draft picks for Giannis, Taurean Prince, Jericho Sims, and Giannis's equally skilled brother, dynasty. The Bucks get a ton of value here. They get Jimmy Butler, who they could potentially flip for a bunch of assets when he's healthy. They also get a young player who needs a team where he can play proper minutes. Also, some potentially really valuable first-round picks here if things go south for the Warriors. The Dubs get an MVP level player who is just the perfect partner for Steph Curry and could potentially give the Dubs another championship. But for real, if they were offered this deal, they have to take it. They have no reason not to. And even if they think that they're going to be a tanking team in the future, it's worth having a couple of rough years to maximize their Lord and Savior, Chef Curry. Anyway, what do you guys think of these trades? And which route do you see the Warriors going down as they navigate this Jimmy Butler world-defying injury? Thanks for watching and have a good day.